Hello, hello everyone. Good afternoon, children. Welcome to the today's session. I hope yesterday's class you have understood about how the Gondwana land and how the world formation took place in our country as well as in the world. So at present situation, what the world map you are seeing, it is not a immediate process after the origin of Earth, the land. By itself only it has been made as it is. Okay, it was called as a supercontinent before, and called as a Gondwana land, and as well as the Eurasian in the northern part. In the southern part, it was called as a Gondwana land. And due to the split, as well as due to the clash between the earth lithospheric plates, based on as well as the influence of conventional current, which took place millions and billion year back. What the present land mass you are seeing, that present land mass due to the movement of the earth surface only, that the large land mass was been split into several number of pieces. So according to that one, the major continents are being made in our country. So this theory was been researched by the geologist. According to them only, the theory was being propounded in front of the world. So based on the formation of the land mass, what kind of mountains, hill areas were being made due to the volcanic activities, due to the earthquake, we will see a lot of changes in the land mass data. So according to that one, based on climatic condition, weather condition, and all other factors, we divided our physical features into five parts. Okay, one is Himalayan mountains, peninsular plateau, island, coastal area, northern plains. Yes or no? In yesterday's class, I have told what are the divisions of physiographic divisions. So, in the name of totally there are six. One is Himalayan mountains, northern plain, peninsular plateau, Indian desert. In our country also the desert region is there. Coastal plain, you already learnt about the coverage of coastal area, and also the islands. So particular islands are being there in our country also. So in the today's session, we are going to understand the concept of Himalayan mountains in a uh, deeper way. Okay, in detail we are going to in today's session we are going to learn about Himalayan mountains. So you all know how the Himalayan mountains was being formed due to the Tigris river was been flowing on the land mass. So due to the pressure of Gondwana land and Eurasian plate, due to that two plates, it created pressure in the Tigris river. As a result, the Tigris river started forming in a folding form, and we will see the origin of Himalayan mountains due to the effect which took place in the Eurasian plate as well as in the Gondwana plate there, as well as in both the land. So, according to the geologist, it is called as a Engfold mountain. In a billion and million year back, it was being made. So, Himalayas are geologically young and structurally fold mountain. Okay, they are stretched over the northern boundaries of India, and they form an arc. Okay, in a form of arc, we will see that Himalayan mountains in our country. So our country covers how much cover area is being covered under the Himalayan mountains is 22,400 kilometer, and the width of the Himalayan mountain is 400 kilometer in the Kashmir. We will see the variations in the two. In Jammu and Kashmir, we will see the more percentage of area is covered with the Himalayan mountains, that is width. And in the Arunachal Pradesh, only some parts like 150 kilometers, the Arunachal Pradesh has been covered with the Himalayan mountains. So these mountain ranges run in the west and east direction from the Indus and to the Brahmaputra river. So from the Indus river to Brahmaputra river, we will see these mountain ranges are been uh, we will see the direction of these mountain ranges. I have told ranges means you can see the mountains if you stand in one area, and if you watch the mountains means in a one line only, we will see the mountains. For that we call it as a ranges there. So these mountain ranges run from the west to east direction, from the Indus river to the Brahmaputra river. So the latitudinal variation in Himalayas are greater in the eastern and half of those in the western half. So the Himalayan consists of three parallel ranges, and its longitudinal extent is the number of valleys lies between these ranges there. Okay, so here is the map. Okay, you can see a map here. Okay, with the help of arrow, you can see one arrow now. So this is the western part and this is the eastern part. Okay, in the western part the width is more. Okay, nearly 400 kilometer. Entire Jammu and Kashmir is covered with the Himalayan mountains. But if you see the Arunachal Pradesh, only some parts, not all parts. You can see the lean line in the Arunachal Pradesh, and it covers the width of the Himalayan ranges. It covers nearly 150 kilometer, that much only. Okay, so the Himalayan mountains are being divided into three parts. One is Greater Himalayas, second one is the okay. One is Himadri, second one is the Himachal, and third one is the Shivalik. So in the three forms of ranges, we will try to understand about the Himalayan ranges and what are the rivers are being originated in our country. Okay. Okay, so in this picture, we can see how the Himalayan ranges are being covered there. Okay, uh, okay, from the west part to the east part. Okay, from the western to the eastern. From the here only the Indus Valley river. From the Indus Valley, the Indus river to the Brahmaputra river, we will see the ranges of the mountains of Himalaya in our country. Okay, and also in detail we are going to learn about Himalayan into three parts. We have divided Himalayan ranges into three parts. One is Himadri, second one is the Himachal, and third one is the Shivalik. So Himadri means it is the inner Himalayas, or it is also called as a greater Himalayas. Okay, this is the first what we will see in our um, this kind of Himalayas we will see. So the northernmost range is known as the Greater or Inner Himalayas, or the Himadri. It is most continuous range of Himalayas with an average height of 6,000 meters. Whatever mountains you can see, the average height of each and every mountains we will see 6,000 meter. So it contains all the prominent Himalayan peak like Mount Everest, Kanchenjunga, Makalu, Nagaprabhat, Annapurna, Nanda Devi, as well as Namcha Barwa. So these are the some of the name of the Himalayan mountains as well as Himalayan peak what we will see in our country. So among those, the Mount Everest, one of the highest Himalayan peak in the world. Okay, the height of the Mount Everest is 8,848 meter height. So after that, in India, which is the highest peak, is Kanchenjunga. Kanchenjunga is the highest peak of Himalaya in India with a height of 8,598 meter. Okay, other mountain peaks as well as Himalayan peaks are also there in our country. I have told major two. One is Mount Everest, its height, and Kanchenjunga and its height. So the other what are the other mountain ranges what we will see in our country is Makalu. It is in Nepal, and the height of that Makalu is 8,481. Dhaulgiri, It is also in Nepal. The height of that Dhaulagiri is 8,172. Nag Prabat, it is in India. The height of the Nag Prabat is 8,226. Annapurna, Nanda Devi, Kamit, Namcha Barwa. So these are the most of the highest peak of Himalayas in our country, as well as in the neighboring country of Nepal there. So the fold of Greater Himalaya are the asymmetrical in nature. The core of its part of Himalayas is composed of granite. It is composed by the granite there. And it is also perennially snow bounded, and the number of glaciers descend from this ranges there. Okay, so from this um, area only, the rivers are being originated, as well as the glaciers, they will move from one place to another place. Number of glacier regions we will see in the greater Himalayas. So this is the first part of Himalayas. It is situated in the northern part of our country. So the average height of Greater Himalayas is 6,000 meter average. Okay, so there are most important and prominent Himalayan peaks are there in our country, as well as in the neighboring country. So I have told Mount Everest, Kanchenjunga, Makalu, Dhaulagiri, as well as Nag Prabat, Annapurna, Nanda Devi. So these are the highest peak of mountain what we will see in our country there. So for 1 marks, they may ask about the Kanchenjunga, which is the highest peak of Himalaya in India. If they tell in India, means you have to write the answer as a Kanchenjunga, as well as the height of its is 8,598 kilometer. If they ask the highest peak of Mount Everest in Nepal, it is called as a sorry, it is called as Mount Everest, and the height of the Mount Everest is 8,848 kilometer, and it lies in Nepal. If they ask Nepal, means Mount Everest. If they ask India, means Kanchenjunga. So the greater Himalayas, I have told, it is asymmetrical in nature. The core of this part of Himalayas is composed of the granite, and it is perennially snowbound. It is totally covered with the snow area, and number of glaciers we will see in this range there. So the next type of Himalaya is Himachal. Himachal is also called as a lesser Himalayas. It is the second type of Himalaya where we will see in the in our country. So this range of Himalayas we will see in the south of Himadri. After the Himadri only we will see the formation of Himachal, that is lesser Himalayas. So this region is mostly rugged mountain system, and it is composed very highly compressed by the rock with a height of varying 3,700 to 4,500 meters, the height of each rock as well as the height of each mountains there. So the average width of this range is 50 kilometer. Okay, the average range of this Himalayas are 50 kilometer. Okay, for 3 marks, we may ask the characteristics of lesser Himalayas, what are the characteristics of greater Himalayas, and what are the characteristics of Shivalik range. For 3 marks, we can ask this certain questions in the examination. So it composed of the range like Pir Panjal. What are the important ranges we will see in the lesser Himalayas are Pir Panjal, Daula, Dar, and Mahabharat. So these are the ranges what we will see in our country. So the Pir Panjal range is the longest and most important range in our country. They also contain the several valleys having well-known hill station in the areas like Kashmir, Kangra, Kulu, Nainital, as well as in Ranikhet. So these are also called as a tourist spot, uh, and well-known hill stations where the people will come and see the nature beauty. And certain valleys are also been there which beautify the nature in the Himalayan region. So Pir Panjal is the longest range in the uh, lesser Himalayas. Okay, for 1 marks, we may ask about Pir Panjal range is the longest and most important range. And what are the important ranges we will see in the lesser Himalayas? I have told about Pir Panjal, Daula, Dar and Mahabharata. Important tourist spot Kashmir, Kangra, Kulu, as well as Nainital, Ranikhet. So the third form of Himalayan ranges we call in the name of Shivalik range, and also in the name of foothills of Himalaya. The another name of Shivalik range is foothills of Himalaya. It is the outermost range of Himalayas with a height of varying between the 900 to 1100 meter. The height of the Himalayas, where we will see in the Shivalik range, the height of each mountain is 900 to 1100 meters. So the average width of Himalayan ranges where it is situated in the Shivalik is 10 to 50 kilometers. So they are composed of the cores of sediment brought down by the rivers from the main Himalayan ranges. From the Himalayan ranges, whatever rivers are being originated through the Shivalik ranges, it will flow towards the other part of our country in okay in our country there. Okay, the height of each and every it will be varying from one mountain to another mountain from 900 to 1100 meter. The average width for 1 marks we may ask about what is the average width of Shivalik range. It is 10 to 50 kilometers. So they are composed of the cores of sediments brought down by the rivers from main Himalayan ranges. So these valleys are covered with the thick gravel and alluvial deposits. Okay, so the longitudinal valley lying between the Lesser Himalaya and the Shivalik are known as the dunes. Okay, whatever valleys we are seeing in the Lesser Himalayas, that is in Shivalik, we call in the name of dunes. Okay, for an example, Dehradun, Kotli Dun, and Patli Dun are well-known dunes in our country. So besides the longitudinal divisions of Himalayas has been divided on the basis of the region from west to east. So these divisions has been um, demarcated by the river valley. For an example, the part of Himalaya lie between Indus and Sutlej has been traditionally known as the Punjab Himalaya, but also it is now knownly regional as a Kashmir and Himachal Himalaya. From the west to east respectively. So the parts of Himalaya lying between the Sutlej River and the Kali River is known as a Kokam Himalayas. The Kali and Tista River where we will see the originated, we call it as a Nepal Himalayas, and the part of lying between Tista and Dihang River is also known as the Hasam Himalaya. So not only we will categorize into three in the name of several what are the rivers are originated in certain places in the Himalayan river. From there also we will find out different names there. Okay, there are regional name also on these border categories. Find out in regional name of Himalaya. So the Brahmaputra mark the easternmost boundary of Himalaya beyond the Dihang, and the Himalayan bend sharply to the south and spread along with the eastern boundary of India. So they are known as the Purvanchal or the eastern hills of Himalaya. So these hills running through the northeastern states are mostly composed of strong and sandstone with the sedimentary rocks covered with a dense forest, and they are mostly run in the parallel ranges and the valleys. The Purvanchal comprises the Pitkai Hills, the Naga Hills, Manipur Hills, and Mizo Hills in the Brahmaputra, where the Brahmaputra river is flowing in the easternmost boundary beyond the that is beyond the Dihang River. So that kind of region we call it as a Purvanchal region there. Okay, or eastern hills or and the mountains. So these are covered with the dense forest. It is covered with the very deep forest in this region, and mostly this kind of forest is in the parallel ranges and the valleys. So what are the important hills and the mountains where we will see the Purvanchal? region is called in the name of Patkai Hills, Naga Hills, Manipur Hills, and Mizo Hills. So in this area, we will see the dense forest area. So in the next session, I am going to discuss about the northern plain. What are the characteristics of northern plain? Peninsular plateau, its characteristic, Indian desert and its characteristic, coastal plain and its characteristic. Okay, and some more things we are going to um, read about Himalayas in the in the next session. Okay, so I hope today's class you have understood. If you are having any kind of doubt, you can just pin out the question in the group so that I will try my level best to sort out your problem. If you have not understood, in the tomorrow session I will do the recap of the last class. What are the three types, and even in the we are going to learn about Himalayan in other parts of India. What type of Himalayan ranges we will see, and what kind of forest we will see in the Himalayan ranges in deep, we are going to read in the next session. So have a great day. Bye everyone.